We've got to learn to be okay with being alone, man. I'm not saying it's bad to be social, or to spend time with the people we like hanging out with. It's obviously one of our duties. But of course, it's also something we enjoy doing. The thing is, sometimes it can actually distract you from yourself and take you away from your own mental. And that's actually to your own detriment too. Now, the polar opposite can be true too, which is being super isolated and antisocial. It's gonna lead you to just completely losing your mind. So having a healthy balance is important, of course, but the reason why I think spending a fair amount of time alone on a regular basis is important is because you're not distracted. You're just completely within your own mind for a little bit. It sounds super self-absorbed and self-obsessive, but when you're self-obsessive and you're self-absorbed and that's all you speak about, that's shitty, because then it's like, bro, you have no desire to know anything else other than about yourself. It's a form of narcissism or conceited nature, but from the perspective of like mental recuperation and functionality and maintenance, it's so important, and a lot of us don't do it. At one point, it's perhaps because, I mean, actually no, it's different from what I was gonna just say, but it's different for everybody. Some people enjoy spending time alone, prefer it to having company, and others, the idea of being alone is just horrendous to them. They don't even want to be alone for like 5 minutes. Like, it fucks with them. And it's for those people, I think, that I'm trying to say, you need to be okay with mastering your mind and being alone. Because you have some deep-rooted baggage, or negative thoughts, or some mechanism of overthinking maybe in your mind, or things that need to be addressed soon. Because if it piles up past a certain point, you're gonna have breakdowns, you're gonna feel way more anxious, and it's gonna lead to a whole lot of not good things. And here's the kicker. What's not wanting to be alone? People will want to not be around you. Because you have so many unresolved things, even if you try to hide it. Either you won't truly feel comfortable whilst around them, or they won't feel truly comfortable around you because they know something's bugging you. At some point, you're gonna have to face it, man. Better sooner than later. And you always come out stronger, trust me. It's a difficult thing to do. It's terrifying. But at some points, it's like your mind's broken. Completely shattered. But the process of assembling it and putting it back together, that's beautiful. Because it's so much to discover. So much to recognize, and it's like, when you live to tell the tale in those scenarios, man, not only do you feel actually happy now, like sincerely happy, it's not ephemeral, it's as if contentment is just your default state now. Because once upon a time your mind was your worst enemy, right? But now it's like, you gain this appreciation for yourself and for life because you took a chance on yourself to do something super noble and worthwhile. Now, it might seem like an obligation every human should strive to achieve and fulfill, but many people don't, and they just feel empty all the time. And the thing is, they've convinced themselves, because they don't know about the other side, they've truly convinced themselves that they are happy. But the things they pedestalize just don't provide them true fulfillment. It doesn't. You know, I'm gonna try and win this game. 2 more. 1 more. No! That could have been my only chance. No! So close. So. I got the complete. It's only 1 life and then. So close but so far. To be able to embrace loneliness and survive whilst in a state of being age. And then the second part is starting to address things to yourself, like within yourself, and then slowly come to terms with them. And not feel as though you have to numb yourself to it. Process it, digest it. Maybe I gravitate towards very depressing things, because I remember watching Anna Hannah when I was like a teenager, and now I really want to rewatch it. It's been years, literally. Loneliness is not a bad thing if it's done correctly. And if anything, it's just a form of self-maintenance. It's the same as brushing your teeth. I can't believe I just made that fucking comparison. But it is. You see those daily things that you do? Just take care of yourself. Being lonely is one of them. That's one thing you gotta normalize in your mind. Address things, understand things. Know yourself. Master your mind. And you'll come to realize there's things that have been affecting you that you had no clue about, because you didn't really take a second to just take a glance. Or to really sit there and explore. Mindless distraction, dude. Wandering and mindless distraction, that is... No. It's gonna save you so much heartache and sadness and misery if you just literally start doing this from the jump. Because it gets to the point where now, being alone is terrifying. And your reassurance mechanisms are just completely null. So lax, like you have no idea. Being alone actually does so much for you mentally. Fortitude, self-discovery, reassurance. It's like one of the biggest tools in wanting to develop and mature. I think the biggest thing is people don't like being alone because it makes them overthink. And so when they're constantly distracted, their mind doesn't gravitate towards these things. It's not the healthiest way to deal with it, you know what I mean? I always compare it to alcoholism. If someone's a recovering alcoholic, right? To truly say they've recovered isn't for them to just be able to avoid bars or like pubs or scenes, you know, settings with alcohol. That's not the solution. It's being able to be in any of those scenarios and be comfortable watching other people drink and do whatever, and you don't feel tempted remotely. That's when you know you've dealt with the root cause, right? Not just avoiding it. You might be afraid of what you discover and find, and it may trigger some very sad things within yourself. But you see, when you're brave enough, even once, and you live to tell the tale, you can ride that for years, genuinely. Because you did it once. You just have to be brave and survive once, and the rest is history. And now you're ready. And now it's like it scales up time and time again, because you'll push your luck. And damn right you should. Be cocky in them situations, because you're like, oh wow, I survived. I'm gonna be okay. And you keep going and going and going. It's such a wonderful journey, and it's a lifelong thing. And it eases relationships, it strengthens bonds, it allows you to feel content and at peace. The things, like the benefits, are just limitless.
5 kills remaining.
I also feel as though you're appreciative a lot more of the people that you have in your life. Because once upon a time they were a distraction. But now it's like you truly appreciate them. And you have more of like a respect and gratitude for them. And you live better. You've got to learn to be okay with being alone, man. Makes you a better person in the long run.